So I want to talk about one key ingredient to get to those $30,000 per month businesses, 40s, 50s, hundreds, $200,000 per month business, whatever you're going for, whether you're starting a hypnotherapist, you're a coach, you're scaling, you're a trainer, whatever it is. How do you reach those high levels of income? Because we know as trainers or therapists, I'll just say therapists for now, there's a lot we have to do. We know we have to do sales. We know we have to do social media. We have to have a niche. We have to do YouTube and Facebook. We have to do all of these crazy things. We have to be seeing clients. Pretty quickly, we find that we're working 10 hours a day, 12 hours a day, 15 hours a day, and not making a lot of money. Then we adjust our price and the income goes through, all of these sorts of things. But it really comes down to one thing, which is where do I spend my time? What are the tasks that are going to make me the most amount of money compared to the tasks that are going to regress me away from my ultimate goal? If my goal is to make $50,000 per month, I'm going to rely on something called asymmetry. Now, I wish I knew about this over 15 years ago, 18 years ago, when I was seeing clients at that time. It would have saved me a hell of a lot of time. Asymmetry is a fancy name to say doing the right amount of work in the right places with the least amount of effort to make the most amount of money, okay? In a very basic level is what buttons can I push that'll make me the most amount of money with the least amount of effort? Now, this is a big one for social media and really for any hypnotherapist who's starting out. A lot of hypnotherapists, I did as well, so I'm going to include myself as well. We get a whole collective of stuff to do. We throw it at the wall. We hope it sticks. Then the next day we come along, we pick up another group of things. We throw it at the wall, hope it sticks. And each day is just randomly throwing things at the wall. Now, the law of large numbers would tell me that if I do enough things, eventually something's going to work. And that's a great thing. That's where hypnotherapists should start out. It is a lot of throwing things at the wall and seeing what works. But it takes it to the next level if you want to get to that $50,000 per month. You can't get there without realizing this. All the things that work, those are the things you want to record and document, because now those things become part of what we call your asymmetry schedule, which is least amount of work, least amount of effort, make the most amount of money. All the things that didn't work, discard, delete, or pass on to a VA, or just don't worry about them altogether. A big thing about this is not including new things into your schedule, shiny objects, all those sorts of things, but we'll stick to where we are right now. Asymmetry would tell us that you want to create a schedule that has you doing only the tasks that make you money. And whatever tasks are not making you money and regressing you away, wasting too much time, get rid of. And this was a big eye-opener for me with my own training company, but also as a hypnotherapist and a mentor trainer, whatever you want to call me, this was a big one. I found myself working 12, 15 hours a day because I didn't know about asymmetry. I'm happy to throw things at the wall every single day and outwork my competition. But how long is a piece of string? To what end does that work? Well, eventually you start burning out, and that's not a good thing. So then I started to adopt asymmetry, which was to look at the things that take the least amount of effort that are going to make me the most amount of money. And here it is right here. YouTube is a big asymmetry input for us, okay? YouTube for us is where the majority of our income comes from. So logic would tell me, and I'm bright enough to understand that if YouTube's bringing in, let's say, I would estimate probably 60 or 70%, let's say 60% of my income, you better believe I'm going to put a lot of effort on YouTube. All the other social media, which I still do, it is what it is. I just take it for granted. I just do it. Don't think about it. YouTube, I put quite a bit of effort into. We've got another part of our asymmetry schedule, which is something called Udemy. We sell short courses. A lot of you guys know about Udemy. There's a lot of effort that goes into those things as well. Now with social media coming along, you get a lot of these fancy new social media things come up. In the last couple of weeks, you've noticed a thing called Threads. Threads is to overtake Twitter and all that sort of stuff. But these things have come and gone before, okay? Things like Clubhouse, things like Periscope. They came out of the blue. They were said to be the next shiny object, the next big thing. After a couple of months of everyone overcrowding those things, it went absolutely nowhere. You'll see podcasts starting to do that as well. It went really, really bright and high at the start. Now it's starting to die off. We do have podcasts. We still do podcasts. We still do Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, all the major social media. But I realized quick enough that asymmetry was important. Now, it doesn't matter, guys, if you're training people and you want to book out your training seminars, you're seeing one client a week, you just have one coaching client a month. It doesn't matter. You want to write down. This is the best way to do it. Write down and document your entire day. Do it over the last week, okay? Look at your income, then trace back to the things that made you that income. Now, what you don't want to do is include things like likes, shares, because those things don't matter. I've made videos about likes and shares and understanding them, how they're not a good metric to follow. The only metric to follow is really income, okay? If you made 10 grand in the last week, what activities got you to that 10 grand? Let's say I've got a list of 10 activities. If I find that only 3 of those things made me that 10 grand, get rid of the other 7. Scrap it. Get rid of it. Don't go back to it. There's no point doing an activity if it does not make you money. For us, speaking on stage didn't make us a lot of money, so don't do it anymore. Writing a book didn't make really any money, so don't do it anymore. All of the things other mentors say you do have to do, mindset, affirmations, made me no money, actually regressed me backwards. I stopped doing it. Now with my asymmetry schedule, I do the same thing every single day because it works. Our therapy students that are doing the 20, 30, 40, 50 grand and above per month, I can guarantee you, ask them, they do the same thing every single day. No thinking involved, no changing it, no adding things, no adding emotions, nothing. They're like a machine and they press those buttons every single day in the order every single day to get the same outcome. This is asymmetry. Asymmetry, you can compare different tasks, okay? If I do a Facebook Live on 3 of the best tips to quit smoking, okay? I could do that, and over next week, that Facebook Live, just to use the views for now, could, let's say, show 1,000 organic times. So 1,000 people have possibly seen it, okay? Let's just use that as a metric for now. Compared to a non-asymmetrical task or a symmetrical task would be to get 1,000 business cards, walk around my area, and hand them out to people, to random people, put them in a letterbox and like, what's going to take the most amount of effort? Okay? The walking around or sitting in front of my laptop for 15 minutes recording a video knowing that Facebook's going to share it around. And I can share that same video on YouTube, Instagram, I can asymmetry it all the way across all social medias, and it doesn't take me much effort at all. And I have a higher chance, logically, of getting somebody who watches that video on social media because that's where they are, compared to walking outside, handing out business cards, handing out free sessions, going to the business lunches and breakfast and all that sort of stuff. That takes a lot of effort and it's not asymmetrical. You want to be looking at asymmetry everywhere in your schedule, guys. So guys, document your days, look at your income, look back, what made you the income? If it was only one task out of 20 that you were doing each and every week, get rid of those 19 and put all your effort, your asymmetry effort and inputs into that one very thing. Then over time, to increase your income, increase that one task. Try and duplicate it. Have a virtual assistant do it for you. Try and automate all the things you should be doing for scaling. Now, what this will happen with this is you take let's say, for example, let's take 3 tasks are making you 50 grand per month. 3 consistent tasks every single day, 6 days a week for the whole month. What you want to do is, can you pass it off to a virtual assistant? Can you automate it with some sort of AI or technology? Because if you can, that's less effort for you, because now you're probably going to make even more money while putting less effort in, and you've ticked the big box for asymmetry. So asymmetry, guys, to scale your hypnotherapy business, coaching doesn't matter. It's not about doing more. It's finding out what works, automating what you can, passing it off to a virtual assistant, but also getting rid of things that are a complete waste of time. Don't go looking for a mentor to tell you what is a waste of time. Don't wait for another shiny object to tell you what your problem is or why you don't have this. Look at real data. Look at what's happening inside your business. Analyze it, just like you would have a client sit in front of you and you'd say, what's the problem? What can I help you with? You want to analyze what is conscious versus unconscious information, all the stuff we know to do as a therapist. You can look for what we call the root cause in your business as well. When you find the root cause, get rid of the things that are wasting time, add asymmetry to the mix, automate, scale, pass off to a virtual assistant, duplicate where you can. Thus, you make more money, less effort. And guys, that is asymmetry.